Hello everyone, welcome back to Urza's AI video. We're going to look at more AI generated cards. I did try, we've been doing Dungeon Crawl inspired cards. And we're going to continue in that vein today. I think the Demon Lords, the Hell Lords and Pandemonium Lords are a reasonably rich source of creatures that should be interesting in Magic. And I'm going to put my fingers on my thumb on the scales a bit more this time by specifying the types and mana values, or mana costs, of the creatures, because I played around with this, and if you just give it the name of a thing, you don't get anything very good. But I played around with some of these until I got something that looks pretty interesting. But I didn't want to just say, oh, I made 4 random things that all said Ereshkigal, Queen of Tartarus, and then here's the 4th one, which was cool. That's kind of just me making up text in a roundabout way. So I just what I'm going to do is generate new cards I haven't seen before, but using costs, types, and names that I found generate interesting cards. So then we'll get to see a new card of that type. So let's start with the Pandemonium Lords. Let's say Serabov, Guardian of the Fiery Rune. No, Fiery Rune Guardian, I call him. Fiery Rune Guardian. He's the Pandemonium Lord you would find in the, it's just his realm. There's no fancy name for it, but it's he guards the Fiery Rune, and he lives in, he lives in a realm of Pandemonium that is, got a lot of fire. So we'll make him, I think I decided he works well as a creature, so he's a creature, a demon lord. There you go. So we're just going to generate these on the fly, I guess. I could do some fancy cutting. Maybe I will if this starts taking too long, but you get the things pretty fast. So here's Serabov Fiery Rune Guardian, a 6 mana red-black demon lord. He's a 6/6 flyer. Whenever Serabov the Fiery Rune Guard, I didn't put the, but okay. The Fiery Rune Guardian deals combat damage to a player, exile the top card of that player's library face down. You may play that card for as long as it remains exiled, and you may spend mana as though it were mana of any color to cast that spell. Partner. You can have 2 commanders that both have partner. Okay. This is a pretty good one, right? It's a 6/6 flyer. It's a Thief of Sanity for 6 in red for some reason. And it's not legendary, but it should be. I don't know. I'm not going to put in legendary creature. I don't even know if it's allowed. It has types and subtypes. It doesn't have super types. If I put in legendary creature, would it figure it out? I don't know. But anyway, this seems like a very good creature. I guess. I don't know. Would you play this in limited? Yes. Would you play it in constructed? I really have no idea how constructed works. Who knows? In limited, it is a 6 mana creature that dies to removal, but this will draw any removal the opponent has. It's a big deal, so let's call it an 8. The art, I think, is pretty cool. When you tell it Fiery Rune Guardian and make its type Demon Lord, I think that's enough information for the AI to get the picture. I got some really cool art out of these guys in the past. So next up, we will tackle... what's the flavor text? They just get on each other's nerves. Okay, noted. Next up, we'll try Lam Loban, the Guardian of the Icy Rune. No, Magical Rune. Wait. Oh, he does. I got it wrong before. I said he guarded the Icy Rune. But the Icy Rune is in Cochitis. He actually guards the Magical Rune. Well, we'll put that in. I got really nice art for him with Icy Rune Guardian, but we'll try Magical Rune Guardian instead. And he can still be a creature demon lord, but I think he's more of a 3 black blue. Actually, who are the other 2 demon lords left? Yeah, actually, I think he deserves to be 4. The others will cost 5. These 2 cost 6. I think they're the more chunky creatures. I could actually make him cost Black, blue, white. I made all the like demons cost black because that seems like a demon color. But black, blue, white, white makes sense because he heals himself. He's the only, like, one of very few creatures in the game who do that. Huh. 6 mana, 5/5 flyer. Tap, you gain life equal to the life lost this turn. Should say the amount of life you lost or something, but we'll allow it. That's interesting. It presumably synergizes with, like, decks that do self-damage? Or, I mean, you can tap this on your opponent's turn. You just let them attack you, you let everything in, and then you gain life equal to the amount you lost? That's pretty cool. You have to be careful, because if you let them get you down to, like, 1, and then you're like, haha, I tapped this to gain life, they respond by, like, bolting you and you die. So you have to be careful, but it seems like a powerful effect. And its baseline still a 6 mana 5/5 flyer. This would be, like, disgustingly nuts in limited. Even better than Cerebov. A 10? Maybe just a 9 because it doesn't have protection, but really, really good. The art is interesting. Not as good as the old art I got on Icy, but that's alright. And the flavor text is kind of funny. It licks the palm of the hand one way or another. Very funny. So let's now have Noleg, who guards the glowing rune Assad. He's the guy who... oh, that's right. We should say Lam Loban is like an ice mage kind of dude. He makes tornadoes and slings ice bolts around and stuff like that, and he also heals himself. So there you go. So Noleg guards the glowing rune. I think he costs probably 3 black and maybe white because he's glowing. He like mutates you and stuff, which maybe would be red, but I don't know. We'll go with white. Just see if it gives us something that glows. He lives in a realm full of mutating creatures that make your character permanently disfigured in various ways. So he's a 4/4 flyer. Oh, this is the funniest thing. No matter how many times I generated Noleg, it loved to put some other completely unrelated shit after Noleg. It did not put Noleg Glowing Rune Guardian, like, ever. It was like, whenever Noleg, you draw a card. Right? It's just, like, completely nonsense stuff. In this case, when Noleg, the god of the faithful and slayer of all, enters the battlefield, each opponent loses 2 life. 5 mana, 4/4 flyer. This is still a good card in limited. 6 or 7, probably. Any big flyers, perfectly fine. It is a measure of how well the favored will survive the might of its creator. Yeah, the art, very weird. I think this could be Noleg. It's like lightning bolts and like glowing fire tracing out the shape of a creature. He could look like that. I like that card. And the last Pandemonium Lord is Glurk. Oh, I always forget, his name is so weird. Glork's Vlok, right? It's X and then Q. Let me look that up real quick, not that it super matters. Glork's Vlok. Yes, X and then Q. He guards the Dark Rune, and as such should be a 3 black, I think. And he spreads miasma everywhere, and he has like executioners guarding him. They're just like really fast creatures made of blades or something like that. If they have blades for hands, I don't really remember. And he casts Torment probably. So 5 mana, 6/6 flyer. Oh my god. That's pretty good. Pay 3 mana, sacrifice another creature, return Glurk's Vlok from your graveyard to the battlefield. Activate only as a sorcery. Cards like this are really strong. Oh, and I love the art. Look at him. He's got like summons behind him just like he should. Everything's glowing in sick purple. And he's a big old fatty, just like he should be. Kind of like spines on him. I love this art. Very strong as a card. I don't know, a 9? I think there have got to be constructed decks that would run this, right? All you have to do is put it in the graveyard, and like you don't even need to have drawn your reanimate card. You can just, yeah, this is a 10 in limited. What am I saying? A 9? This card is gross. She pursues no living prey, seeking only the throes of the Guild Pact. Okay, doesn't make a lot of sense, but great card, great art. I love it. And now the second half of the video, we're done with the 4 Pandemonium Lords, who guard like 4 of the late game runes that you could choose to acquire in Dungeon Crawl game. We're going to talk next about the Hell Lords, who guard kind of the other 4. I mean, there are other runes that are difficult to get. Out of the 15, these 8 are some of the harder ones. We're going to talk about the Hell Lords. So let's start with Ereshkigal, Queen of Tartarus. And I think 3 black is pretty reasonable for her as well. But I think she came out better as a planeswalker. Of course, her type is Ereshkigal. And I think this is enough information for the AI to know that it should generate something demonic. When I just generated, like, you know, give me Ereshkigal, it was like, how about a 2/2 zombie? This is a strong card, right? I mean, it has its ups and downs. I feel like it's an interesting card, right? 5 mana. I don't know what loyalty it starts with. Its +1 is destroy target creature with mana value 3 or less. Usually this should be pretty good, but it's not always going to be overwhelming. The -3, not that good. You know, if you swapped these two, I think it would be a much more printable card. And, you know, most planeswalkers would have like a -7 ability that does something bonkers, but a lot of the planeswalkers that I've seen it generate are like, you get an emblem with sacrifice this to deal 1 damage. Like, it makes no sense. Or tap it. Like, you can't sacrifice emblems. You can't tap them. They're not permanents. None of that makes any sense. So I'm glad we got something that is like just abilities you could actually use. The art is a little weird, but you could almost imagine her being like a really long worm kind of thing with arms to turn into blades at the front. Lava or darkness glowing. Nice background. I like it. No loyalty. Not even to my kin. I can destroy anything, even a pile of sticks. Wow, what a humble brag, huh? You can destroy a pile of sticks? That's incredible, Vivian. Good job. Oh my god. Okay, so that was Ereshkigal. Very good. Queen of Tartarus. Who's next? Let's do Despotter. Lord... No. King, I think, of the Iron City. So he rules over Dis, the Iron City, that's got a bunch of metallic guardians. I think he wants to be, believe it or not, green-black? Just because he's all about like being big and tough. Obviously, none of the stuff down there is nature-themed, but it is like the most, you know, chunky creature-like of the Hell Realms. Tartarus obviously is like a shadow. I guess not obvious. It is known to be a shadowy, or a Hell Realm, but in Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup specifically, it's full of like shadows and fear and stuff like that. Anyway, we see clearly in the background the Iron City. He's even got a little crown. And, I mean, he's a bit fuzzy, but sure, that could be a humanoid creature. Oh, I left it as a Planeswalker or Ereshkigal. Okay, well, whatever. We'll just pretend I said Planeswalker, Despotter. +1, until end of turn, up to 1 target creature you control gains flying, indestructible, and vigilance. Pretty strong ability to be on a +1, but, you know, the Planeswalker costs 6. Maybe that's fair. And, you know, if they have, like... Yeah, that seems fair. Until the -2, until end of turn, each creature you control becomes a vampire bard, let's say, because that's really just combining those two, and gains indestructible and doesn't untap during your next turn. Okay. I mean, it's a little bit weird, but sure. You can make all your stuff indestructible and change its types for some reason, and then attack with it, but it doesn't untap? Seems pretty bad. And then the -7 is exile all vampires and all bards. So it's a good thing you can't activate the -2 and the -7 on the same turn, because they would somewhat conflict with each other. I'm the greatest gift you'll ever get. Send it to me, and you may have the greatest gift of all. Probably says all time? No, greatest gift of all. I see. Huh. I mean, Despotter is okay. I think his +1 is the best ability. Let's fix this though, and give me back a Planeswalker Despotter. We'll have another roll at this guy because Planeswalkers are fun. Oh, I forgot. I'm not going to be able to provide links to the cards in the description like I have been, because I haven't been saving them as we go, because I didn't pre-generate them. Okay, this time he has 4 loyalty. Until end of turn, target creature gets +1/+1 and Death Touch and Lifelink. That's fine. -2 up to 1 creature gets +2/+2 and Death Touch and Lifelink? Permanently. It doesn't say till end of turn on the -2. Okay, so that's like, they would not... If they tried to print this, they would say it gets 2 +1/+1 counters, and a Death Touch counter, and a Lifelink counter. That's actually kind of interesting. Is it good? I really have no idea. I think it's probably bad for 6 mana. But it's only -2, right? You can use that once, and then, like, if they kill it, then oh well, you got a pretty solid value out of it. Then you can use the +1 on something else, and if it lives, you can use the -2 again? I think this is an alright Planeswalker. It can bring back the glory of the dragon. Only a legend can keep such a city at bay. Nephilim Dale? That's all about. Dale is not known to me to be a Nephilim. And you still see the Iron City in the back. Maybe a crown with legs in the foreground, and really tiny buildings? Or maybe this is just a really huge dude. Anyway, seems good. This could almost be a casino in the background, couldn't it? Anyway, decent one here. Not as strong as the last one, but a little bit more coherent, I think. Who's left? Do the Recall and Despotter. Let's do Asmodeus, Prince of Gehenna, the Fire Hell Lord. So we're gonna make him. I think I decided 2 black, red, red. So a 5 mana thing that's more red than black. Asmodeus. Maybe I could have made a Retrical cost for 5 and this guy cost 6. Whatever. So he sets stuff on fire when he walks around and has dudes who throw hellfire at you. Anyway, what's the deal with the Prince of Gehenna here? 5 mana, +1 is creatures you control get +1/+0 and gain first strike until end of turn. Okay, fine. Makes sense in a red-black, I guess. A little expensive for that effect, but sure, you could run his top end in a mid-ranged aggro deck. -2, create a 3/2 black zombie with haste. Exile at the beginning of the next end step. That's pretty bad. I don't think this card is very good. The souls of the dead were death touched by the shamans. Its members slept for long years in a dream of power. All right, you know, this is a pretty bad card. Let's try just making it a creature, which is a devil prince, and see if we get something more interesting. It's a 5 mana 4/4. When it enters the battlefield, create a token that's a copy of a creature token you control, except it's a non-aura creature token. Alright, most creatures are already non-auras. When Asmodeus, Prince of Gehenna, is the rarity of a Gehenna, he awaits a reward of unending life. Good art. I like this really psychotic demon. Devil. Okay, cool. I think another, I don't know. It's a decent card, right? 5 mana 4/4, make a token of any... Oh, it has to be a creature token. You can't copy non-token creatures. Alright, that's probably not so good. So, we'll rate him not very good. And the very last demon, or Hell Lord, is Antaeus. Oh, what is he called? look that up. All right, as you can see, he's Antaeus, guardian of cochitis, and allegedly this is what he looks like. I don't usually play graphically, so I don't see him, but if I did see the sprites, that is sort of what Antaeus apparently looks like. Guardian of cochitis. Guardian of cochitis. And he is, I think, a 2 black blue. No, let's make him. He costs 6, so he's a 3 black blue creature. Yeah, he came out better as a creature. And he's a Titan Devil King. Sure. Those are not creature types. Only Devil is, but I'm sure Urza's AI will come up with something good related to those. So he's a 6 mana 4/4. This does not seem like a very good effect. Other creatures you control have Death Touch. Seems fine. You could play him in like a token deck or something. Although, why? The interesting ability is whenever a creature you control dies, you may pay 2 black blue. If you do, return Antaeus to its owner's hand. So, like, why? I can't imagine you would activate this very often. Like, yeah, I guess if they do a board clear or you block with like another creature and also Antaeus, you could trade Antaeus and then get him back. But it's like, sure, I have 11 mana to spend on a combat trick. No thanks, I think. The art's pretty cool though. I like how he's like this gigantic, gross armored thing. Background is blue, looks a little cochitis icy kind of thing. All right. There you go. There were Dungeon Crawls, Pandemonium Lords, and Hell Lords, imagined as big, chunky magic creatures. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.